What is it that you're afraid of? What are your fears? What lies do the voices in your head tell you? My fears? Well, it's a little darker in here than usual, but I'll overcome. My name's Gary W. Moore, and welcome to Positively Speaking. Is fear keeping you from living your dreams? I was recently stopped in the grocery store by a man who wanted to tell me that he enjoyed this column, and I was grateful. But during the brief discussion, this person asked, "Do you have a degree in journalism?" "No," I responded. "My degree's in music education." "Well, how did you become a columnist?" he asked. I said, "Well, I decided I wanted to write a column. I wrote a few samples and submitted it to the managing editor." "And?" he asked. "And he said yes," I responded. The man had a confused look on his face, and then he asked, "Weren't you afraid that they'd say no?" I'm a big believer in the importance and the power of the local newspaper, the impact it has on the community. Let's take a look in the local newspaper and let's see what they have to say on the subject. Here we go. Positively Speaking with Gary W. Moore. Fear for many is debilitating. Fear keeps people from pursuing their dreams and traps them into living the life they are given rather than the life they want. I think legendary motivational speaker Zig Ziglar says it best when he said, "Fear is false evidence appearing real." Some fears are healthy. It's natural to experience fear when we're in a life-threatening situation, and fear is a useful tool to keep us from placing ourselves there to begin with. That type of fear was defined by Walter Bradford Cannon as fight or flight fear. It kept the caveman from being eaten by the saber-toothed tiger and keeps most of us from doing dumb and dangerous things. Fear of some situations and circumstances are both normal and healthy. So when someone tells you to live without fear, that may not be really the best advice. However, most other fears are unrealistic and even irrational. They are often triggered, as Zig said, by false evidence appearing real and can keep us from realizing our dreams. So what should we do? Defy the lie. The voices in our head are often untruthful. Many, if not most, of our fears are rooted in our insecurities and lack of faith in our abilities. The voices in our head that tell us that we are not smart enough, good enough, talented enough, create the insecurities that manifest themselves into unrealistic or irrational fear. If the voice sounds familiar, it should. It's yours. Your internal voice raises the doubt that turns into the fear of acting, while discouraging you from venturing out from the life that you have into the life that you desire. Author and medical professional Bronnie Ware writes in her book, Regrets of the Dying, that 2 of the top 5 regrets are caused only by our fear. The number 1 regret is, I wish I had the courage to live the life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. And the number 3 fear is, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Fear of what others think triggers both. So authenticity takes courage. Being who you are meant to be takes courage, but even more so in becoming who you aspire to be. I'm fortunate. I grew up in a home where there was no money for college. I had to take a job selling vacuum cleaners door to door on straight commission to earn money for tuition. I was frightened almost beyond my ability to cope. The irrational fear of knocking on doors almost brought me to tears during my first few weeks. But I quickly learned that almost all things I was afraid would happen, didn't happen at all. I would have given up before I started, but my fear of not attending college was greater than my fear of having a door slammed in my face. I turned the summer job into a success. I survived and earned enough money to pay a year's tuition, then came back for more each summer until I graduated from college debt-free. Along my journey, several of my friends saw the money I was earning and decided to give selling a shot, but most gave up before the first day ended. Their fear kept them from the success they could have enjoyed. I believe that life's destiny is discovered on the other side of fear. We may have to walk through it. If it's worth having it, it's worth overcoming your fear to obtain it. My column is now in its second year, but I still experience the moments of doubt every Monday morning as I press the button to submit it to the publication. The same is true with my books and really true with this video channel on YouTube. Anytime that we produce or create work that comes from our head and heart, then put it out there for others to experience, there will always be those who will disagree or criticize what we do. It just happens. That's life. At those moments, I always remind myself that no one ever erects a statue to a critic. Think about it. So do not fear criticism. Former Speaker of the House Sam Rayburn is quoted as saying, "Any jackass can kick down a barn, but it takes a good carpenter to build one." Anyone can criticize. It's easy. But to accomplish something that matters, you must overcome your fear. That's what's in the paper today. So thank you for joining me today. I'm Gary W. Moore, and until next time, please remember, when your half of the world is blanketed in darkness, the other half is bathed in beautiful sunlight. The world is ever changing, and the darkness never stays. God bless, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Positively Speaking. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Positively Speaking. If you'd like to see my weekly column in your local newspaper, I need your help. Call or write the managing editor and tell him or her about this column. Refer them to this YouTube channel or to my webpage. Remind them that research shows that readers want more positive, uplifting, encouraging content in their local paper, and that is exactly what Positively Speaking provides. Positively Speaking is currently seen in 9 great newspapers with guest commentary in 3 others. The publications that carry this column are probably scrolling across the screen right now. So I'm grateful that you come back and you take a look at this channel. I hope you'll subscribe, and please give your newspaper a call. God bless. Thank you.